work session. Everyone had time to look at the agenda
Yes.
and changes. I've got one I want to add to the number. That'll be four. Where's my, is this picking one? I guess it isn't. Number 13. This is, Robin's got some things we're going to talk about. It's on that little slither of property there over in Back Valley. But any other changes? Okay. All right. Move down to number 2. This is our previous minutes. Everyone looked at that? Got any changes or corrections on that?
I'm good with
Okay,
it.
good with it. Okay, put that on the consent agenda. Personnel status, you can kind of look at that. It varies from month to month, but there may have been a change or two in the jail. But we've not, I think Stacy's hired one other part-time down at the park, the weed eater person for summer. Any questions on that? Okay. All right. Number 4, move down to 4A. This is a resolution R-2922, appointment of a member to the Northwest Georgia Regional Commission. We're still trying to find that person. I don't know if y'all maybe put a filler out there. It's got to be a person that's don't have anything to do with the government. It's got to be a person that's able to attend the meeting at least once a month. Sometimes we'll have two in Rome. Sometimes it's in Calhoun. So just to be there and represent and actually take part in the meeting. So keep an eye out or try to talk to some people about that. 4B, this is resolution R-35-22, reappointment of a member of the Public Library Board of Trustees, Mr. Tad Everett. He's agreed to serve, and Tad's a good board member. He's one of your people out there on the mountain, so.
Yep.
Anyone got any problem with it? Okay.
I think it's a great.
Okay. Put that on the consent agenda. All right, let's move down to the approval of SPLOST, capital equipment. We have a request from our public library. We have some, okay, y'all want to come up and talk to us here?
All right, yes, we have a SPLOST request. It's for a little over $3,000.
Do we have a mic for her?
It's in the front of the podium.
Okay, yeah.
That's a microphone. It's a little
Okay,
tiny one.
yeah.
I didn't think there was one. Okay. So thank you for having us tonight. And yes, the Dade County Library has a SPLOST request for $3,218.13 for some mobile display shelving. In the library, we like to display our new books, and what these mobile display units will do will be allow us, they're on wheels, on casters. We can move them around to the different parts of the library. So if we've got new young adult books, then we can display them there. We can move them around to the easy section. We can use them in our programming, but they're mobile, and we've ordered them, or we've got them a quote from Demco, which is a library supply company. And I think it'll make a nice addition to the public library to have book displays. And we've been purchasing a lot of books. Mindy's got a report coming up in the next hour to show some statistics of how many new books we've ordered. It'll just be giving us a good place to display the new books in the library. And portable, we can move them out of the way when we have programs and the children are taking up all the space during the summer. We can move them out to the edges of the library. So we would appreciate your consideration for these mobile display shelving units.
That come out of SPLOST, I guess, directly out of SPLOST, okay.
It's eligible.
Any questions?
Did we go to the high school and see if maybe the construction class could build you something like this?
No, we did not. Is there a shop class at the high
Yes,
school?
I would,
And there's a
before I would agree to
teacher.
spend that kind of money, I would prefer we check with them and maybe, but they could probably match the stain of the stuff that you already have over there. And I
Okay.
believe they could build this for a fraction of the cost.
So would that be after school starts back in the fall?
Would it be now, what was the question?
When school,
I don't know if I have
it
anything
probably
on
would
this,
next
but I
school
can
year.
find out, I can check and find out.
Okay.
But I agree, that's,
And the
seemed to
other-
be something they could do, and it would benefit
Yeah.
the library, and it'd benefit the school to be able to do it.
They do a good job, I know that. They've got a really good group on there.
Okay, so who would do you have the contact information for who we would?
I will, before tonight's over, I'll get that. to
Okay,
you.
that sounds great. And then we can show them the pictures, get an estimate from them, and if it is considerably less than that, if it's under the 3,000, we need to come back to you guys, or for approval? or-
Well, we can agree tonight up to that point, up to that amount, yeah, and you wouldn't have to come back.
Okay, and so if
so-
if it's something they can't do, if it's out of their expertise, then
Yeah.
are y'all approving then for this purchase?
Up to that amount, I guess that'd be,
Up
that
to.
all right with y'all? I mean,
Did you get bids from, or just somebody you've used in the past?
It is, and
'Cause it's
because
the only
it's
amount
specialty
we have.
library furniture, we did look around and just pick the one that had what we wanted with the casters on the bottom and fit the description, was able to, come in the colors that we needed, and this was the best price, and Dimco has been around for years and years and years in the library world.
okay,
Okay, is that it?
all right.
All right, thank you.
And you're gonna get her contact? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Move down to, Donna.
Mr. Howard.
Yes.
All right, let's
You
move.
know, it'd save the $687 shipping.
Oh, I know. That's ridiculous. Shipping. All right, let's move down to the 5B. This is a purchase of vehicle for Board of Assessors for field team inspections. This is a 2021 F-150 truck. I talked to Billy about that today because my first question was, why did they need a pickup truck and not like an SUV that you've got? And Paul, I'll turn it over to you, but Billy explained it, which they have had a lot of trouble. I mean, it's so low on the ground, and they do need a four-wheel drive, according to what he said. They need something higher to get off the road. So Paul will go ahead and give us your,
What this vehicle is, it's from Prater Ford. It is an F-150 Super Cab. It was a truck that the city had actually ordered first. I think there was a little issue with the rear end problem that was totally fixed, and then the city decided they did not want it anyway. So it's there, it's available. I did call around some other places. Nobody else could give me a quote because they just don't have anything.
can't get them.
Yeah, or it would be the end of the year, something like that, before we could get anything. The total purchase, we did request a cover for the bed so we could put our signs, equipment, things in the back there. So this quote does include that. The total quote is $29,895.80. And that does include the full warranty that came, even though they've had to do something already, it still has the full warranty. And like you said, we can't get to some places with the vehicle we have now. We've gotten stuck several times this year, had to have Billy, come get us out. So we definitely need something with more ground clearance and four-wheel drive. And again, this just became available.
And you're gonna turn the vehicle you got in for.
If that's
we
how
can
the process works, yes.
Sell it.
Or we could use it to,
Put it back toward it, yeah.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Mr. Hartline, any questions?
What is the vehicle you got now?
It's a Ford Escape,
How many miles on it?
around 95,000.
Is that something we could trade in to go towards the
Well, it'd
purchase?
be better to sell it, probably. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'd take a trade in a minute, because they're, used cars right now bringing.
We've had a couple
But
of
if we,
things
but
literally
if we
fall
trade it
off.
in or sell it, we can put that money back?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That's what needs to happen, yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
directly
however
back.
that process works, we'll definitely follow through with that.
Ms. Bradford, again, question.
Yeah, no, I understand.
We've been on the SPOS list for the last few cycles,
Yeah.
so it's time. We've literally had things fall off, so
How many miles you say was on that
about
car?
95,000,
95, less than 100, then, yeah.
yes.
Well, either sell it or look at the need for it with all the people traveling here to go to training and all that, is have another vehicle for that. 'Cause we've only got the one now.
Yeah, I've worked in that department, and I do agree, it's, there are many times where you need a four-wheel drive vehicle.
Absolutely. Because we touch every road in this county, every driveway. The road might be okay, but you might hit a driveway that's not. So we've got to get to every property.
Okay, any questions? No, okay. Okay, that's fine, thank you. Everybody fine with it then? Yeah. And we can look at that, what you said, Robert, but if it brings a really good price, it'd be.
If it is, yeah.
I mean, right now, for some reason, I don't know, used cars are really.
Because they
they're
can't, it's just like she said, they can't get new ones
can't
on the
get-
lot.
yeah. And
And
we
Prater would have probably beat the deal anyway, he does 99.9% of the time, but,
Okay,
I mean, this be another angle to look at if
Yeah.
we're gonna need one ourselves.
yeah. All right, move down to 5C. This is the cameras for the, not just for the seniors, it's actually for the park and also the senior center. We've talked about this for forever, for a long time, and we've been having some issues down at the center there and some things at the park going on, and we need to get something going down there before something bad happens, not at the center center, but in the park. Right now, what few cameras we got's very blurry. We've had incidents happen down there, and you can tell pretty much what kind of car almost, but as far as identifying anybody, there's no way. And plus, that's our backup down there for E911 in case we got blown away up here. They can move in right there and actually just keep things going right there in the center. So pretty critical building, not just for the senior center, but the other room that's in there also. But, any questions, Mr. Hartley?
Like you said, Dave, we've had issues down there. Will this address them issues as well? As
Yeah.
far as in the parking lot?
Well, it will have, oh yeah, we'll have, that's the latest, from what I understand, as far as things that's been going on out in the parking lot and on the fields also.
How many cameras is this gonna be?
I wish Alex was here, I don't know.
That's what I was trying to look at.
Yeah, I don't know, I really don't, I think it was like 5 or 6, maybe 8, I think, maybe. And it is compatible, it'll be actually monitored up here through 911. It's not like something we can go to Walmart and buy or Costco.
Yeah,
It's not that. It's actually tied into all of our systems where you can pull it and monitor it, really. And it does have audio. We'll have to put signs up down there and video too. So it will have audio and video. Ms. Bradford, any questions?
No, I think it's much needed. I think those places are definitely areas that need to be, called, recalls, incidents that happen or anything like that, so.
Yeah. Mr. Goff?
Well, I know we
questions,
need to,
I mean?
no, I don't have any. This is the same, it's what, $400 difference in the two bid?
Yeah.
And they prefer the Lightfoot, I think, which is
It's the lesser,
lower.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody fine with it then? Put it on consent agenda, okay?
I am.
All right, move down to 5D, the Dade County Mountain Rescue. You don't come on up here when.
So our department is looking to purchase some new equipment here, and there's several items there. It's kind of a mix of items, and some of it is mechanical equipment that we use inside of our systems that we build on scenes, and others are, I guess the big ticket item there is communications equipment, which is the Motorola radios. I think you've all got the quotes and the final price there. The final price for everything is $27,675.
All this was bid out, right?
That's correct.
Yep, everything was bid out on it.
The only item that we didn't go out and get 3 quotes on is the Motorola radios, which we're using the same equipment that the county already has established with the same technology, the same individual, same vendor and everything, and the same price. And actually, these radios right here are on a sale right now, and Alex was able to get some bidded at a lower price than normal.
Mr. Hartline, you looking at it? You got any questions for him? We'll start with you.
No, I'm good with it.
Okay. Ms. Bradford?
Yeah, no, I'm not finding anything that, I'm good.
Mr. Goff?
Is this just for, how old are the radios that y'all are using?
Well, see, there's only a few of us that have radios right
Oh.
now. Our department's made up of individuals out of each of the fire departments and stuff. So each of the fire departments only give out a certain number of radios to the individuals. And it's really important that all of the individuals on this crew has a radio as well, so.
Well, I was just asking because it don't seem like that long ago that we had a big purchase for radios For the
And
fire
there
department.
there probably was, and we've rotated stuff in over a period of times in the fire departments. I'm still using one of the first ones that we bought of these 800 models, so.
I'm good.
Okay, put that on consent agenda. Let's move down to number 6. 6A, we're gonna table that till our next meeting. This is on Superior Court Clerk's office. And also, 7, Jamie is not here tonight. He'll give an update next month. He's got a couple of things he wrote down there.
Yeah, there's a written.
Written thing. I can read that or pass it around. He did give
It's
this to Don.
attached to their minute, or
Is it in?
it's yeah.
Okay,
It's in
okay.
here.
All right. And it's just pretty much, what's going on there, but he'll be here next week to give next month to give an updated. And if anything, if he needs to come in anytime, we're gonna have several meetings in June, anyway, pertaining to the budget, so.
On the heating and air, did we continue on as it was engineered? Last month it was discussing
Yeah.
back and stuff, but we went forward with the way it was.
Oh, yeah, that's what, yeah, that was kind of yeah. All right, let's move down here, number 6, 8. Let's say 6A, number 8, budget. This is our, Don, I'll let you talk about this. It's on our budget, maintenance operation of Dade County, scheduled meetings that we've got required by law to have, so that's
Okay.
all in there.
So far, everything's gone well. We left it up to the department heads and elected officials that wanted to talk about their budget. If they had a difference in opinion or whatever, to come before us and with their budget committee and discuss any changes or recommendations that they had. We had about half of the different people, I suppose, that came before us in the month of May. And so we've pretty much adjourned most of those meetings. June, of course, today, we are looking right now, it's about $13,396,000 budget. That is about $250,000 above or over last year's budget. And, inflation is it goes right down the line almost on everyone's budget. Inflation on fuel, the medical insurance, that was up 12.6%. Our property insurance that we pay out, it was 18% increase. And we have looked before from a fiduciary standpoint of outsourcing that, and it was almost double. Because we go through self-insured insurance program with ACCG, and so they're just almost impossible to beat. But when we have this much stuff and property, personal and real, and it takes a lot. So it is up 18%. And that's not just us, that's 18, pretty much across the board of the state of Georgia. General supplies and materials are up. We tried to maintain by reducing a lot of those line items this year, even though they're increased. We asked several of the department heads to try to maintain the same value as last year, which basically equals less product or goods and services. So that's where we are. We'll have our first public hearing here in this room on June 16th at 5 p.m. We'll be advertising that next week in the paper. And then hopefully we get through that and everyone's in agreement, and we'll have the budget, proposed FY23 budget ready for y'all's consideration on June the 23rd. That's at 5 p.m., again, here in this room. I know there is a runoff election coming, but
Yeah.
we'll work around it.
We'll
Still will
have
be
to.
in this room.
Yeah,
One way
we'll
or the
have to,
other.
because that schedule, we've got to keep that schedule
Right,
for it to
right.
be in line at the end to actually do to turn it over to Angie to go, just our last meeting. But the next meeting, which is, everyone here, every person that's elected official or it's in this budget will be in this room. So that's what the public hearing's for. So if you got any questions about the sheriff's budget, jail budget, there'll be somebody here to answer your questions.
Right.
Okay.
And then, just to kind of review, the millage rate process will begin. We're not looking to raise the millage rate. I'm just telling you about the millage rate process. Everybody always gets excited when I use those words, millage rate. But bottom line is, by law, every year we have to review that. And Paula was here, but, you know, the digest, the assessment notices, I believe everyone in the county received those. A lot of people saw an increase, but a lot of people have their rates frozen too. So it doesn't necessarily mean more revenue. But we expect there is growth, you know, in a year that some years we're not sure. We feel relatively sure we will see some growth. Of course, if that growth exceeds the revenue that we brought in last year, that equals a property rate increase. Doesn't mean a millage rate increase, it just means we'll collect more taxes, but we still have to do the 3 public hearings. So anyway, just letting you know, that's also in process. We're in that 45-day process, waiting period right now from the assessment notices being mailed. But around June 27th, they will upload the changes that come in back to the Board of Assessors, and from those assessment appeals. And then if there's further discussion, it goes to the Board of Equalization. You know, typically if that number's under 14%, I think, countywide, and we proceed. If it's over 14%, we have the right to decide you take a kind of a gamble and a risk to see what you want to do there. But I would still probably produce the consolidation sheets, which is what we need to produce the millage rate calculation. And I typically don't see those till sometime the first week of July.
All this will be as posted, Kerry will have this posted after tomorrow, that we can see the dates and the times of these meetings. So, okay. Any questions, Commissioner?
Nope.
Okay. All right, let's move over to, okay, this number 9. This is our intergovernmental agreement with the City of Trenton for the use and distribution of proceeds generated if possibly the 2023 transportation special purpose local option sales tax referendum were to pass. This is a step that we have to do, and the city will do the same thing. This is just an intergovernmental agreement to show the shares the city gets and the share we get. Any questions on that, Mr. Hartline? Ms. Bradford?
No.
Okay. Anything you want to add to that, Don? I mean, it's pretty well cut and dry.
I had a question to me this week, which was I think a fair question, and I told him I'd get an answer. I have got the answer. I've talked with Robin about it. As a matter of fact, we talked about it. On what we're proposing, because we don't have, I had to tell this person, we don't have the referendum before us yet.
No.
We've only got this. There will be no state projects on that. And the reason that question was asked, and when it first goes, if you had a state project, you had to set aside money for that.
Right.
So we don't have any state projects, so all of our money, if this should pass, comes in for the Dade County roads and the roads in Trenton. No state monies.
That's absolutely correct.
All right. I told that person I'd get an answer, and I already had got the answer, I just wanted it for everybody to be able to hear. Because before, we had talked about a ramp off the interstate down here, north side, and that would have been a state project we would have had to help.
Nope.
But that is not on it, or shouldn't
Just
have.
roads,
All right.
Yep.
county roads.
Okay. Everybody fine with that then? Put that on the consent agenda. Number 10, this is Resolution R-36-22, Dade County Joint Comprehensive Plan for 2022 through 2027. We've been going through these meetings here for the past month or so, public hearings and all, and this is actually the last step. It has been approved by the state regional commission and all, and so anybody got any questions? Some of y'all were at those meetings, and pretty interesting, and if not, we'll put that on the consent agenda. All right, moving down to number 11. Resolution R-37-22, this is authorize the district attorney of Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit to contract with the state of Georgia allowing SPCR employee benefits We have the district attorney here with us tonight, Mr. Chris Art. You want to come up and,
Sure, we're sort of, our personnel are kind of a mix of state and circuit paid employees. They're all on the state retirement system, so everybody's in ERS. The biggest difference for the county pay versus the state is health benefits. Those are paid now by Catoosa County for our circuit paid employees. The problem is when you go into retirement, unless you go in with health coverage from the state, you don't get any in retirement. So as we get folks that are getting close to retirement age, we try and move them into what's known as, and the SPCR stands for State Paid County Reimbursed. So basically their salary and stuff will still be the same, but they would become a state paid employee. The Prosecuting Attorney's Council would write their paycheck instead of Catoosa County, and then the 4 counties of the circuit would reimburse the Prosecuting Attorney's Council for that money, but that would allow this one employee that's going to schedule to retire sometime next year the ability to carry health insurance into her retirement. The counties don't pay for that health insurance, the state pays for that once they retire. So the only cost, and I've already put it in the budget, that the state benefits are a little bit higher than the county, and then there's a spacer fee. Dade County's portion of that is like $70 for a year. Over the circuit wide is about 711, 721, something like that. So we've done this before. Several years ago, we had another employee in the same situation. And the counties also do that. I think everybody in the public defender's office, all their county people are spacer employees. We haven't done that because if we moved everyone over, it would be a big jump in the cost rather than just doing it for one person as they get near retirement. But they do require all 4 of our counties pass one of these resolutions before they'll do the contract to do it.
okay. Mr. Hartline, do you have any questions for him?
Yeah, no.
Ms. Bradford?
No.
No. Ms. Goff? Okay, pretty well.
Thank you.
That's right. Thank you for being here tonight.
No problem.
Okay, let's move down to Resolution R-38-22, appointment of our county safety coordinator. That's been Mary Bailey in the past, which Mary has retired because she's our HR person. And what do we come up with on that? This Stacy or
No, it's
Patty?
Patty.
Okay, Patty's agreed to do it. Okay, all right.
Stacy's ears perked up, though.
Well, that's right, I said that. I thought I'd wake him up back there by saying it. But, no, that's, Patty, she is our HR person now, and that's the person really that needs to be in charge of that. So everybody fine with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We do have a number 13 I added there just a minute ago. I showed you all that copy of that. We have or a person has a piece of property over in Back Valley there that touches our church land where church pit's at. Robin, if you want to explain, I mean, it's, you can explain better than I can on it.
So the adjoining landowner, they had some title work done on their piece of property, and it reflected a title issue in between the 2 tracts. And as far as we're concerned, I mean, we never contended that we owned their piece of property. Nevertheless, they need to clear up their title in order to I think they're intending to sell the property. So what I propose is just a boundary line agreement that would establish the line where we've always anticipated that it was.
Yeah.
And
Our line's already been established. It's got signs every 100 feet, yellow signs, so it's been that. So this is just a kind of a piece of no man's land that happened to be on that guy's land, but it does touch that line, so, yeah. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody fine? Okay, put that on the consent agenda. All right. Commissioners, you got anything else you want to say? We'll go ahead and adjourn our work session for about 5 minutes here, and then we'll go into our regular meeting.